Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between lush green mountains and silver streams, there lived a wise Zen master named Dai. His home was a modest wooden temple perched at the edge of a bamboo grove. When the wind blew, the tall bamboo would sway and hum softly, as if whispering secrets of the universe to anyone willing to listen. People from distant lands traveled for days, crossing rivers, valleys, and winding paths to seek Master Dai's wisdom. He was known not for grand speeches or miraculous feats, but for his ability to help others see the truth within themselves. His words were simple, but they carried the weight of mountains. One morning, as the golden sun rose over the misty peaks, a young man named Kenji arrived at the temple. His clothes were dusty from travel, his face marked with fatigue, but his eyes shone with determination. Kenji was ambitious, eager to carve his name into the world. Yet despite his efforts, success always seemed to slip through his fingers like sand. Bowing deeply before the master, Kenji said, "Master Dai, I am determined to achieve success in my life, but it seems there are invisible obstacles holding me back. Every time I try to move forward, something stops me. Can you enlighten me on what these obstacles are?" Master Dai looked at the young man for a long, silent moment. His gaze was calm, like still water reflecting the sky. Then he smiled gently and said, "Certainly, my dear friend. Success is indeed a worthy pursuit, yet it often eludes those who are not mindful of their three greatest enemies." Kenji's eyebrows furrowed. "Enemies?" he repeated. "But I have no enemies, Master. I live peacefully with all." Master Dai chuckled softly. "These enemies are not external, Kenji. They do not walk the earth, nor do they live in other hearts. They reside within you. They are subtle, persistent, and if you do not recognize them, they will quietly rule your life." Kenji leaned forward, intrigued. "Please, Master, tell me who these enemies are." Master Dai rose and gestured for Kenji to follow him into the garden. The morning air was cool and fragrant with the scent of jasmine. Birds chirped softly among the trees as they walked along a stone path. Finally, the master stopped beside a small pond. The surface of the water was perfectly still, reflecting the sky like a mirror. Master Dai pointed at the reflection and said, "Look there, Kenji. What do you see?" "My reflection, Master," Kenji replied. "Indeed," said Dai. "Now watch what happens when I do this." He picked up a small pebble and dropped it into the pond. Ripples spread outward, distorting the reflection into a blur of motion. "You see," the master continued, "the reflection is still there, but you can no longer see it clearly. The ripples are like the disturbances within your own mind. They come from the three enemies I speak of." Kenji stared at the water, watching the ripples slowly fade. "And what are these enemies, Master?" Ask it." "The first enemy," said Master Dai, "is Tao. Doubt," the master explained, "is like a heavy cloud that blocks the sun of your potential. It whispers in your ear, telling you that you are not good enough, not smart enough, not capable enough to achieve your dreams." He picked a leaf from the pond and held it between his fingers. A leaf may doubt that it can float across the water because it fears sinking. Yet the truth is, it was made to float. Likewise, every human being carries within them the ability to rise, to move, to shine. But when doubt takes root, it paralyzes the mind. Kenji looked down, feeling the weight of the words. He remembered the many times he had abandoned his efforts midway, thinking he wasn't ready or capable. "How can I overcome doubt, Master?" he asked. "To conquer doubt," Master Dai said, "you must cultivate faith. Not faith in luck or circumstance, but faith in yourself. Believe that every small effort you make has meaning. Trust that the path will reveal itself as you walk it." He smiled softly. "The seed does not doubt the spring. It simply grows. You must be like that seed." Kenji nodded, his heart touched by the metaphor. "I understand, Master." "And what is the second enemy?" "The second enemy," said Master Dai, "is fear." He motioned toward the bamboo grove. "Fear is a formidable opponent, one that paralyzes your actions and keeps you trapped within the comfort of the known. It tells you that stepping beyond what is familiar will only bring pain, failure, or humiliation." He picked a fallen bamboo leaf. "Do you know why bamboo is strong yet flexible? Kenji. He shook his head. Because it bends when the wind blows, he explained. If it resisted, it would break. Fear is like that wind. It will come. It will shake you. But if you face it, instead of resisting it, you will grow stronger. Kenji thought of all the times fear had stopped him. The fear of failing, the fear of being judged, the fear of not being enough. He realized how often he had chosen safety over growth. But Master, fear feels so real. How do I face something so powerful? By stepping through it, said Master Dai. Do not wait for fear to disappear before you act. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to move forward despite it. Every time you confront your fear, it loses its power. He looked at Kenji with kind eyes. Remember, this fear will visit you often, but you do not have to offer it. Simply bow to it. Thank it for reminding you of your courage, and continue walking. Kenji smiled, feeling a flicker of confidence return. And the third enemy, Master? The third enemy, said Master Dai. His attachment he led Kenji toward a large tree at the edge of the garden. Its branches stretched wide, heavy with blossoms. Attachment, he said, is like chains that bind you to a fixed idea of success. You become so attached to a specific outcome, a particular way of achieving it, that you cannot see other possibilities. You chase a single, perfect blossom, ignoring the hundreds of others around you. He gently touched a flower. This blossom is beautiful, but it will eventually fall. The tree does not grieve when its blossoms fade, because it knows new ones will bloom in the next season. It is attached to its own growth, not to any single flower. Kenji realized how attached he had been to one specific vision of his life. He wanted fame, wealth, and recognition in a certain way, and any deviation felt like failure. So, attachment to a goal is a bad thing? Kenji asked. Not attachment to the goal itself, the Master clarified, but attachment to the outcome and the path. Be committed to your journey, but be flexible about the destination. The river does not insist on a straight path to the ocean. It flows around obstacles, finds new ways, yet it always reaches the sea. Be like the river. Let go of how you think things should be, and embrace how they are. The sun was high in the sky now, warming the garden. Kenji stood in silence, the Master's words settling deep within him. Doubt, fear, and attachment. He finally understood the invisible obstacles that had been holding him back. They were not outside forces, but shadows within his own mind. He bowed deeply once more, his heart filled with gratitude. Thank you, Master Dai. You have shown me the enemies within myself. Now I know the battle I must fight. Master Dai placed a hand on his shoulder. The battle is not fought with a sword, Kenji, but with awareness. Observe your thoughts. When doubt arises, counter it with a small act of faith. When fear appears, take one brave step forward. When attachment tightens its grip, practice letting go. These are not enemies to be destroyed, but teachers to be understood. They show you where you need to grow. As Kenji prepared to leave, the Master gave him one final piece of wisdom. Success is not a destination you arrive at. It is the quality of your journey. It is the courage to face your fears, the faith to trust yourself, and the freedom to let go. Walk your path with a light heart, Kenji. The universe is waiting to dance with you. With newfound clarity and a peaceful spirit, Kenji left the temple. The road ahead was still long and uncertain, but he no longer saw it as a series of obstacles. He saw it as a path of growth, a chance to befriend the enemies within and turn them into allies. And as he walked away, he could hear the gentle hum of the bamboo, whispering its ancient secrets, not of success, but of a life lived fully and freely. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom to guide your journey.